Using AI for competitive research and market positioning. In this lesson, we're going to look at how your business stacks up to other businesses when your customers are searching for you. We will identify gaps in your messaging or maybe things that your competitors are saying that you should be. You might also discover a competitive advantage that you have and want to emphasize more. To make this simple and easy to follow, we'll use an imaginary company as our example. Once you see the process with our example, you can then plug in your own business and run the same steps. Our imaginary company will be called Bright Ledger Bookkeeping. Bright Ledger is a virtual bookkeeping firm that focuses on independent dental practices in the United States. They work fully remote. They handle monthly bookkeeping, payroll support, and tax-ready reports. Their promise is that dentists spend less time in spreadsheets and more time with patients. This is our imaginary company we'll work with in this lesson. In this lesson, you'll learn how to describe your business to AI in a clear way and get a clear summary in one step. You'll be able to use that description to have AI find similar companies that might be your real competitors. And then we'll build a simple comparison table that shows how your offer lines up against those competitors. And finally, we'll pull out one clear positioning message and a few practical next steps from that table. Now let's get started with step 1, describing your company to AI. First, we want AI to understand our business the way a smart outsider would. We'll give it a short description of Bright Ledger, our example company, and in the same prompt, we'll ask it to rewrite that description and summarize it for us. You can do this in ChatGPT with web browsing turned on or in Perplexity. The process is the same. All AI apps such as Claude or Gemini with web search turned on will work as well. Here's a description we'll use for Bright Ledger, our example company. My company is called Bright Ledger Bookkeeping. We will provide virtual bookkeeping services for independent dental practices across the United States. Our services include monthly bookkeeping, categorizing expenses, basic monthly payroll support, and tax-ready financial reports. Our ideal client is a solo or small group dental practice that has between 1 and 5 dentists and wants clean books without hiring a full-time office manager. We work on a flat monthly fee, and we promise clear reports that are easy for a busy dentist to read under 5 minutes. Okay, this is how you will describe your business. You will type or write or even speak into your app freely how you describe your business with all these kinds of details. So next, we'll take these details and we'll format it for the next step. In the next step, we'll use a prompt that takes that description and turns it into a clearer outside view. All right, over in ChatGPT, here's our prompt. Our prompt says, "You are a market analyst. Read this description of my company. First, rewrite it in your own words to make it slightly clearer and more concise without changing facts. Then, in about 150 words, summarize who we serve, what we offer, how we deliver it, then describe what seems to make us different from a typical bookkeeping firm. Keep that language to about a 10th grade reading level." And now we'll paste in our description. I'll say, here is the description, and I'll paste it in from our earlier. Okay, there's my company. That's the description. So now it has the instructions as a market analyst to read the description and rewrite it in your own words, talking to AI, 150 words, who we serve, what we offer, how we deliver it. And so let's go. So what we get here. The purpose of this is to get a clear and concise version of this that's not just in our own words, but something that we can compare to other companies. So here we go. What makes us different? All right. So now we can use this as text to compare to other companies like ours in the next step. So far, we have 2 useful things from that one prompt. We have a clearer version of how we talk about our company in plain language, and we have a short summary that shows how an outside person might describe us. This summary is important because it will drive the next steps. When we ask AI to search for competitors, it will use this summary as its guide. In your own business, you can follow the same pattern. Write a short description, use this prompt, and let AI give you a clear, concise snapshot of who you serve, what you do, and how you are different. Now that AI understands our example company, we can let it help us find similar companies that might be competitors. In this next step, we'll use that summary to ask AI a simple question. What companies out there look like or can be compared to us. We want around 5 real companies that could realistically compete with our example, Bright Ledger. That gives us something solid to compare against. We're going to tell AI to search the web, look for companies that match the summary, and give us a short profile of each one. Let me show you the prompt. Looking back in our same conversation, we're going to paste in our prompt here. The prompt says, using your summary of my company, search the web for 5 real companies that look like close competitors. For each company, give company name, website, location or service region, who they are, 1-sentence description of what they offer, and focus on companies that serve similar clients and have similar services. All right, let's go. You'll see it's searching the web. That's important to make sure it actually goes out and searches for real companies on real websites. And here we go. We've got a table here. Now, these are real companies because I'm using a fake one, but these are actually real companies that it's searching and finding. And it's giving us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 examples. And it breaks down their website, their service region, who they serve, what they offer. So now we have this is the first win. We have 5 real competitors that we can look at. Now, we could go further to say, if we realize that we want to narrow down the region, or perhaps one of these doesn't actually do what we do, we could always fine tune it and say, only list people in this region or companies in this region, companies who do certain things that we do. So your industry. So at this point, fine tune this list to make sure that they're actually companies that do what you do and appear to be real competitors. To be more specific, ask yourself, do these companies actually serve my type of customer? Do they focus on similar services? Are any of them clearly a bad fit? If some are off, you can correct the AI. For example, you can say something like, 2 of these companies focus only on tax preparation. Replace those with firms that focus on a monthly bookkeeping for dental or medical practices in the U.S., like your company. You can also replace AI's choices with competitors you already know. Paste in your own list of companies and their websites and say, use these as my competitors for the next step. The goal is to end with a short list of companies that feel believable as competitors. Once you're happy with that list, you're ready to compare yourself against them in a clearer way. This is what we'll do next. Now we turn this into something you can really act on, a simple comparison table that lines up your business next to your competitors. You don't need to build a table by hand. We'll ask AI to build a table for us, then give us a short explanation and 3 action ideas. For this step, we'll give AI 2 things, our company summary from step 1 and our competitor list from step 2. If you're in the same conversation, you already have those in the conversation and you don't have to give them again. So here's our prompt. Using my company summary and the competitor list you created, build a comparison table. Include 1 row for my company and 1 row for each competitor. The columns should be business name, target customer, main services or packages, pricing approach. For example, we do monthly, hourly, or project. Main positioning angle in 1 short phrase, key proof points or trust signals. After that table, write in plain English a short paragraph that explains how my company is different from the others from a buyer's point of view. And then give 3 practical ideas I can test in the next 90 days to strengthen my positioning based on this comparison. We make it useful and actionable. All right, let's run that. We're going to compare our company, Bright Ledger, to the other companies, and we're going to look at how they work. All right, here's our company, Bright Ledger, solo and small, monthly bookkeeping compared to Percentology, independent, bookkeeping for dentists. So now you see your company compared to other companies. And again, you can always tweak some of your offerings or their offerings to make sure you're comparing apples to apples. But now you have a full table and you know what's different. It says from a buyer's point of view, Bright Ledger feels easier and more tailored to small independent dental practices. Already we're seeing things we can use to update our websites and our other messaging to make it more clear that we are different from our competitors. Many competitors offer a wide range of accounting. Bright Ledger focuses on clean books, single reports, and predictable pricing. Those could all be things you could use in your company to separate yourself. Now, of course, your results for your company and your competitors will be different, but the goal is to find out how your company is different, how you match up to them, and then now you have 3 practical positioning ideas for the next 90 days. Create a financial snapshot, add 2 or 3 micro case studies or small practices, perhaps to your website, and you can highlight your niche in every message, highlight how you're different. So now you can see how helpful this is. This table gives you clear side-by-side views of which customers each company focuses on, what services they highlight, how they charge, what angle they lead with their messaging, and what proof points they lean on, like case studies, years in business, or industry focus. Then the paragraph below the table explains how your company stands out in simple language from the buyer's point of view. The 3 ideas at the end give you a practical short-term plan. They might be things like sharpen your niche in your headline, add 1 or 2 specific proof points to your website, or adjust your offer or guarantee to better match what your market expects. You can use this same structure for your own business. The table becomes a tool you can share with your team. The short paragraph can shape your core message on your website and in your outreach. The 3 ideas can guide what you test over the next 90 days. Now let's recap what you learned and what you built in this lesson. First, you described your business to AI and used a single prompt to get a clean outside summary. This gave AI a solid understanding of who you serve, what you do, and how you're different. Second, you used that summary to have AI search for similar companies, which helped you identify potential competitors that match your space. Third, you took that list and used another prompt to build a comparison table, a short difference summary, and 3 actionable ideas you can start using right away. This is a fast way to see how your business stacks up when your customers are looking at you and your competitors side by side. Here's your action step from this lesson. Write a short description of your own business, similar to the Bright Ledger example. Use prompt 1 to have AI rewrite and summarize it. Use prompt 2 to find similar companies and refine the list until it looks realistic. Use prompt 3 to build your comparison table, your difference summary, and your 3 90-day action ideas. Save those results. You'll be able to use them in your website copy, your proposals, and your future content so that your positioning matches what your market is actually seeing and searching for. In the next lessons, we'll build on this work so your AI tools support a clear strategy for how your business shows up in your market.